Yo, what is going on, guys? We just got a huge announcement from H1 regarding the new test update. It's got a ton of information here. I'm gonna just go over the subreddit, talk about my thoughts, opinions, and just read it out to you if you haven't seen it yet. But before I get into the video, I'm just going to say I'm going to do another Graffiti sniper rifle giveaway. It will be linked in the description. It's going to be another Gleam giveaway, just like I've done before. And I actually still haven't gave away the other Graffiti sniper. I've drawn the winner 6 times as of now, and everyone is, I guess, just been a bot. I don't know. I still haven't got to give it away, but, I'm trying my best. I've announced it 6 times, and maybe I'll get it by now. But getting into the video, they said we're about ready to roll out the new combat practice zone. So the deathmatch, they're calling it combat practice zone. We've been calling it deathmatch this whole time. Same thing though. It's going to be your destination to get your hands on all weapons in the game so you can practice your skills. That gets me excited because that means there's going to be a sniper in it. So if you've never got to use the sniper that much, you can at least go into this, try out the sniper, get to play with it, have some fun with it. We think it'll be a great place to sharpen your skills or just to warm up before you get serious in an evening or morning of a battle royale. It's a much smaller map than Z2, designed to highlight each of the locals from our current map, so you can practice fighting in the hills, neighborhoods, and city areas. When you die, it just respawns right back in. There's no parachuting in combat practice, so it keeps the momentum high. You enter the combat practice with a semi-random weapon selection: pistol, rifle, shoddy, SMG, and some equipment, backpacks, helmets, medkits, etc. already on your person. There's no parachute. You spawn directly onto the map in an area determined by the population in the zone. So say a lot of people are playing in the hills, then it's going to spawn you in the hills. Or if there's a lot of people playing in the city, then it's going to spawn you in the city. It's just going to be apparently random every time, but maybe you can pick a location that you want to be in or walk to that location. You can keep then looting or seek out players to fight. If you die, you then have the option to respawn, at which point you'll go right back to the start of this statement. Combat tuning has also been in this. Now, this is a huge thing. This really gets me excited. AR recoil reset reduction. Increase the speed that the AR recoil resets to give the user more responsive 2-taps. So those clean 2-taps I've been talking about, like preseason 3, preseason 2, before the combat update, those could be coming back. I don't think it's going to be, it won't be the same because there's no horizontal recoil, but it will be, closer to that at least. And this also is really nice. The AK has a reduced fire rate now. They've decreased the fire rate of the AK to help alleviate closer quarters spammability. That's a hard word to say, spammability. So you can't full spray, hopefully, as easily, and if you can, you're going to be shooting slow enough that the AR will be the dominant gun, at least in most situations. Shotgun fix pattern. Now, we've heard shotgun fix, we've heard shotgun fix, we've heard shotgun fix. At this point, I don't even know, but they have changed the shotgun, and it now features a fixed, non-rotating pattern, and they added a center pellet, sort of like a slug, The damage has been increased, but the damage fall-off has also been increased to make it more reliable close range. So it sort of has a slug in the middle now with pellets around it, and I think the way the shotgun works at this time is each time you shoot, the pellet pattern changes, and that's what they're talking about, the non-rotating pattern, so it doesn't change any at all. And that is actually really nice because maybe it could have caused some randomness for the damage when it was changing patterns each time and certain pellets wouldn't hit. So if it's the same fixed pattern, at least it'll be more consistent than it is right now. Now, bullet drop has also been decreased. This is really good because at the moment, even if you're right on top of somebody, it seems like you have to aim at the tip of their head or even sometimes over their head at like extremely close distance, and it was never that way before. A lot of people have just been asking for them to change it back to the old, the old bullet drop, and that's what I would like to see, is the old bullet drop back, but at least this right here will be, more closer to that, if not the same thing. We don't really know yet. They just said we've slightly decreased the bullet drop across pistols and rifles to be more in line with the old bullet drop prior to the combat update. So it sounds to me like it's going to be at least, pretty dang close to it, if not the same as it used to be. Fall damage. Now, I haven't, even heard anybody talking about fall damage, but it says we've also made some changes to the fall damage system to make it more consistent. You will take the same damage from the same heights regardless of forward velocity. You'll also no longer take 1 to 2 damage randomly when running and jumping over small objects. So, no matter how fast you're running or if you're walking, when you jump off a certain amount of height, you take the same damage from it. So, that's pretty cool. Match pacing. They've also made it to where the matches are quicker, which is really good because right now, you know, most of your people die straight off the bat, and then it takes forever for the gas to move, and the gas hasn't even started moving, then there's only 20 to 30 people left, and that isn't good. So they said we're making some pretty interesting changes to the gas pacing early in the game to speed up the initial looting. We're taking out the toxicity system and retuning the gas to compensate. The gas in the early game will now be easier to see through, but much more difficult to see through later in the game to prevent camping in the gas. Also in development, but will show up on the test a little later. I'm curious to see how this gas movement is going to change the game, because the gas right now determines when the sniper spawns in. I basically had, you know, most people know when the crate's going to spawn due to the gas time. So about when a minute is left before the gas, that's when the crate is almost to the ground. It spawns in like a minute, 30 seconds, something like that, before the gas starts moving, before the first wave of gas. And if they change that time, then I'm curious as to when they'll change the sniper to drop. You'll have to pay attention to that because it could change, you know. But I don't know, you know, we'll have to see. Now, daily challenges is something they're also working on. You know, people have been asking for the old Z1 system where you'd get the little bag at the end of the game when you won, something to give people incentive to win the game other than just rank grinding. So they're working on the daily challenge system and want to share some details of it now. Basically, the system offers you 3 different challenges to complete each day, 1 easy, 1 medium, and 1 hard. You'll have the ability to dismiss one of these challenges each day and get a replacement challenge for it. So say you had to get 3 sniper headshots and you don't think you'll be able to do that as easily, you can, you know, change it and it'll randomly give you like get 4 shotgun kills or something. I don't know, you know, just something to give an example of, and you will have the ability to dismiss those. So, you know, that's pretty cool, and we're still working out the specifics of this, but in the first draft of this system, we'll be rewarding skulls for completing each challenge. Some potential examples: halfway there, place in the top 75 in a solo match. That's your easy challenge. Domed, destroy 10 helmets worn by other players. Medium, 1 shot, 1 kill. Kill an opponent with hunting rifle. Hard. Magnum rampage, kill 20 opponents with the Magnum. That's a pretty hard challenge, so I would assume that would be a lot of skulls if they were to give you that, because getting 20 kills with the Magnum, that's pretty hard. I mean, you know, it won't all be in one game, so that's not as hard, but still, that's a pretty hard thing to do, which a lot of people could get it done pretty quick, especially with the new Magnum buff. But getting a kill with the hunting rifle, that's easy peasy, you know, lemon squeezy. You just got to get to the crate. But I'd say the games would be pretty crazy, those games, you know, around the crate. If you were to, you know, go for the crate, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people going for the crate that day if that was the daily challenge for everyone. But they say here, when we introduce daily challenges, we're going to be removing the bounty system and updating the Skull Store with some cool new items. Some of the existing Skull Store items may be retired as part of these changes. So, you know, they've been talking for a long time about they're going to change the Skull Store. They're going to add new things to it. They're going to have, you know, 50% off sales, all this stuff. Well, this is probably going to be when it's going to come in. When they add these daily challenges, you know, you could see a lot of the skins that you have right now being completely gone from the game, gone from the Skull Store, which is pretty cool. You know, I've never used the Skull Store myself, so I would, you know, I don't own anything from the Skull Store. I have like 1,500 skulls. I've never been one to grind skulls because it's boring. You know, you just camp and get to the top 5, win some skulls, repeat, and, you know, it's a waste of time in my opinion, unless you're like, you know, just set on getting a certain item from the Skull Store. That's about it for the video though. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new. I am so close to 6,000 subs. I probably will have hit it by now that you're watching this video. I'm recording this a day early and posting it the next day, and I should be at 6K. I'm hoping I will be. You know, the support on the channel has been insane lately. You know, my view count is crazy for as little of a channel as I am. You know, I'm pulling more views than most of the bigger channels that I see around, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Let's shoot for 150 likes on this video. That would be awesome if we could get that, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.
Stop. I'd rather be playing CS anyway. Just kidding.
On it, coach. Get on it now.
What?
They changed the sounds again.
Really?
Apparently it's terrible.
Well,
I mean, Stewie said you can't tell where you're getting shot from at any moment in time now, so that's fun. He's tweeted a cute little SpongeBob gif of SpongeBob looking around, and he's like, me trying to figure out where he's getting shot from. Gas station corner, easy peasy.
I love how we set up movie night, and somebody